Hello, KMA Tribe, friends, family, students, all you shiny, happy people. Happy Monday. Today, I want to start with a shout out to Dennis Phillips. For those of you who don't know who Dennis Phillips is, he's kind of a local celebrity in Tampa. He's a weatherman, and like I said, he's garnered like celebrity status, and that's really what I want to talk about this morning. I want to put a shout out to him, and I want to give a little of my speculation on why he is so popular with my family and so many others in the Tampa Bay area, and I think even further than that now. So, here's the deal. I was watching Dennis this morning, and every time we have in one of these storm situations, I've been impressed with his leadership and the way he presents. And so I want to put a shout out for that. What I want to talk about is some specifics of why I think Dennis is so great, why I think so many people watch him and believe him and trust him and follow him. And here's the deal, because number one, Dennis, look, he's charismatic and a great communicator too. He's got a lot of the things that you would expect from somebody that would become a celebrity. But I think the important things are this. Number one, he's dedicated to service. The man was on, in the wee hours last night talking about this impending storm. And he was talking this morning. We watched him live this morning before I left for work. But more than anything, I think it's this. Where most people in that particular section, in that particular genre, really kind of like go to worst case scenario and go to fear, Dennis has a totally opposite approach. And that opposite approach is he has a calming effect upon people. He tells them not to panic. In fact, he says he has rule number 7, don't freak out unless I am. And I think that leadership is what has drawn such a following to Dennis Phillips. Like I said, indeed, it's one of the things I admire about him, is that he's going to give you the truth. He's going to, put forth what could happen, but he's also going to put it in a way that mitigates. Look, here's the reality. Unfortunately, most people's proclivity is to expect the worst. Most people, whether it's the weather or rather it's, anything else that affects their lives, internal or external, but especially external. You could see it in the comments while Dennis was talking this morning. By the way, you can tell the people that are the types that probably are expecting the worst in every situation. And what I wanted to share, the reason I put the shout out to Dennis, is because that's not leadership. Leadership is calm during the storm. And no apology for the pun there, or analogy, or whatever that was. It's the fact of being able to calmly give people the truth about the risks, about what they should do to prepare, and at the same time keeping them calm and from panic. Because look, here's the reality. Rather the storm just does miss us completely, or rather the storm turns and hits us. Like he said this morning, that if it did turn and hit, it would be like a storm that we haven't had since 1921. And that is also a possibility. But he said, look, the track shows that it's not going to turn in. The point of the story is that in either one of those cases, panicking is never the correct answer. Here at Krav Maga Martial Arts, we have a saying that I coined many years ago: pray for the best and train for the worst. It could be expect the best and prepare for the worst. And, that's what Dennis Phillips is talking about with the storm. He's saying, look, I got this video out there that tells you everything you need to do to be prepared, but then be prepared and don't panic and don't start, don't emotionally nor intellectually. Intellectually means where you start, taking irrational action in response to something that may or may not happen. So in the shout out to Dennis Phillips, one more time, thanks for your leadership, sir. Thank you for your calm. Thank you for being a voice that people can go to when they are scared, when they are worried, because look, those are natural emotions for people. And leadership is about providing some solace and providing some calm in the storm. And we thank you for that. And we thank you for the fact that at the same time, you give the most realistic possibilities and alternatives. Look, it's just like self-defense, where we also pray for the best and train for the worst. I tell my students that God willing, they'll never get to use the self-protection piece of what I teach. We teach Krav Maga, the most practical self-defense, and I'm very proud of that. But I think our leadership development, like leadership, like what I'm praising Dennis for, leadership development, focus and respect and discipline, and leadership to be able to keep people calm and lead them in a positive direction. This is the most valuable parts of the program. God willing, you never get to use the self-defense. But we prepare as though we may. We prepare for the worst case scenario. My black belts know how to defend themselves against stick attack and knife attack and gun attack. God forbid they ever get to apply any of those skills in real life. But of course, the only thing that would be worse would be to need it and not be prepared. Same thing like with the storm. So what I'm saying in preparation for those of you that are following this, Adalia, I think is the name of the storm that is, that is going to at least pass by, is be prepared, do the right things, but just don't panic. Just don't assume the worst. Assume the best. Pray for others that may actually be in the track, and prepare, but just don't panic. By the way, at Krav Maga Martial Arts, for those of you that are watching this and are students of mine, I will indeed keep you appraised of what's going to happen. The chances are we're not going to close. But of course, if, it seems at any time that we should on Tuesday, I'll be listening to Dennis Phillips. If Dennis says, "Hey, Steve, you should close," then I'll close for a day or two. And when we do that, by the way, what I'm going to do, my plan for that as we prepare, is we're going to record all of tonight's classes so that if you are home and you do have electricity and you can watch, you can actually play tonight's classes and at least get the, get the stuff. Now, listen, it's stripe test week, so you may be in here testing, hopefully still 2 times this week. You'll still get your 2 classes this week, but worst case, at least watch the video with your family and kind of do it at home. It'll at least give you something positive and productive to do as we wait out, the tropical storm or whatever it is that hits us. All right. Prepare to live in power to lead. Make it a great day and a great week.